Notnerd Podcast, Episode 214, CES in the Bathroom?
Welcome to the Notnerd Podcast. I'm Nate Heath, and we are here to help you tech better. We've got some lovely CES coverage to go over, some other news. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
Lovely coverage.
Yes.
I'm not sure I agree with that. We'll
Yes.
get more into that, but of course you are lovely.
Well, yes.
And I am lovely, and we're going to have a lovely show today. And as we were talking before, I'm going to jinx it because we're talking about maybe having a shorter episode. So this is
Yes.
going to be our 5-hour-long episode.
Yeah, we'll find something we have to talk about. Well, before we get into follow-up, Dave, I have something. You can hear some plastic rustling. I'm going to have a snack.
You never fail to surprise me with your things that you bring into the studio.
Yes. Well, as we heard last week, Dylan's guest pick of the week for the Apple TV remote. And I said,
Yes.
I'm going to go and order this right now.
Okay.
Well, right after the show, I went and looked, and they had, I think he paid $4.39 for it. Well, for a mere $5.27 or whatever I paid, delivered Prime, I got a pack of 2. So,
What?
Dave, there is
Pack
your
of
very
2.
own copy. I did go for the black, and I actually saw
Yeah.
Dylan this weekend, and they went for a light blue, which he said that makes it much easier to find, which does make sense.
Yes.
Maybe
Yes.
I'll put some glow lights on
Very-
mine or something.
Interesting. I don't have one here to test out here in
Yes.
the office, but that is, it feels so nice.
It does feel nice, and I put it on my Apple TV remote, and it is
Yeah.
definitely an upgrade. It's very simple, but gives it some grip, gives you something to hold on to until we get a better Apple TV remote.
Man, and I think I've said it on this show before, the hot second that Apple releases an updated Apple TV with like a better processor and whatever, and a new remote,
Boom.
I'm buying it.
Boom.
It's in my cart.
In your cart. Yes. Well, we did have a piece of follow-up this week. We've talked about kind of the battle between Walmart and Amazon and how they are the two behemoths in the e-commerce or commerce retail sales markets. And you found an article talking, the title is Walmart has made a genius move to beat Amazon.
Yes. So one of the things that Amazon has trouble with is when they are working on very small margins, they spend all this money shipping the product out to you, and they maybe have made $1, and you say, I don't like this product, or the product's broken, I want to ship it back to you. Well, there goes their profit. And oftentimes it's cheaper just to have you keep the product versus sending it back. Well, what does Walmart have that Amazon doesn't have? Hundreds of thousands of retail locations all across the country.
Yes.
And so they're making returns easy. Of course, you can pick up the products at the store. And so they're trying to use the resources that they have to kind of leverage business away from Amazon.
Yeah. And it is Amazon. This is no surprise to Amazon. They own Whole Foods now. They have partnership with Kohl's and Plaid Pantries and many things where they are trying to compete with Walmart on that. But Walmart is so established with large retail locations that there was something I was looking to buy the other day, and it was like, hey, we'll ship this to you in 2 days, or you could pick it up tomorrow from your local Whole Foods store.
And so Amazon is really battling hard to gain what Walmart already has, which is retail space.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I think Walmart, I hope they're not too late to the game to be competitive, but it's taken them a while to get their online and their physical store locations kind of in sync.
Yeah.
But now with their big storage lockers that we talked about and their shipping network and all these various things, I think if anyone can compete with Amazon in this space, it's going to be Walmart.
Yeah. I would agree on that. And you know what else I always agree with? Dave's Pro Tip of the Week. And I really agree with this one because it's my tip this week.
Okay.
As we know, if you're a listener of the show, which currently you are, but in previous episodes, I've talked about my lovely new 16-inch MacBook Pro.
I want to touch it. Oh, it's so smooth.
It is
great. There's no dings or marks on
a
it.
wonderful machine. I enjoy it thoroughly. And this is my first computer with the Touch Bar. And now, Dave, I know that you do not have a computer with the touch bar, but you have worked on many of them, help people set them up, help people use them.
And I have, and if you plug your iPad into your computer as a second monitor, oftentimes it will prompt you, do you want to use the touch bar feature? So I played around with it and all that stuff. So
now this one isn't super helpful for most of our listeners, but if you do have a touch bar, this is a game changer.
Okay.
So I've got my touch bar, and two of the things I do often are the volume level or the brightness.
Yes.
So the way I thought of it is you touch the brightness, it brings up the slider, and you can slide the brightness.
Yeah.
Well, even better, this is a game changer. I've shown a couple people this, and they love it. I've heard about it on a couple podcasts. Maybe you have as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you just hold or tap on the brightness, hold down, you do not have to tap twice. It instantly makes your finger into the slider. I'll mess up our audio as well, maybe here, and turn that down. So it saves you a whole extra step instead of tapping,
going to the interface,
and then doing it. You just tap and slide, and it's done.
Wow.
So an easy tip, if you've got a touch bar, try it out next time you're sitting at your laptop, and if you can get in the habit of doing that, you'll save yourself some more time, which I love doing for people.
I will call it Nate's tap and drag.
Nate's tap and drag.
Yeah, you just tap, hold, drag, you're done. That's a good tip.
Our takes of the week. This first story, the U.S. music industry hits 1 trillion streams in 2019.
And all that money's going right back to the artists, I bet.
Yes, all pennies of it.
Yeah. That's a pretty big milestone. Now, it's hard to comprehend because I think day to day a lot of people don't really think about how many customers are streaming how many songs on how many different music services. Mm-hmm. So to even keep track of this, I don't even know how they're doing it. I suppose it's all somebody's
automated.
Compiling all of
the... They got a report in their email or something. There was actually 1.15 trillion, which was up 29.3% from 2018.
Okay.
So the leading song, as many would be able to guess, is Lil Nas X's Old Town Road, the
of course
phenomenon, 2.5 billion streams, and then as well
as 2.5 billion. So let's do some quick math. So how much does the artist reportedly get from like Spotify, for example?
I don't know what the...
Let's say it's 2 cents.
Yes.
So 0.02 times 2.5 billion. What do we got there?
50 million.
50 million. That's not bad for
not
one
bad.
track.
One track, one song on the streaming services.
Yeah.
So even if it's a fraction of that, you can do all right with this streaming stuff.
You
if you are Lil Nas X, or Post Malone was another very popular one. But yeah, so streaming music, I mean, I think it really makes sense. I use Spotify, especially when I'm DJing a lot. And Jay-Z has just added his finally. He had his own service, and it was...
Is that the Tidal service, or what is it?
Yeah, he had the Tidal, but he is now on Spotify. I think one of the only holdouts is maybe Bruce Springsteen, which I don't know why you just... Like, what are you doing? It's 2019.
I think people think their content... Like Metallica had this whole big battle against streaming. They're like, our content is too important to be streamed for free from all these places.
Yeah.
And... I got to be honest with you. You know what? There's so many good bands, good songs out there that you're just pretending if you think that your stuff's any more special than anyone else's.
The report also talked a little bit about streaming over the decade, and apparently in the 2010s, the Beatles' Abbey Road was the highest streamed album from the 2010s.
And I would say the Beatles' music is special and not overhyped. So
yes. So another story related to streaming this week was a report that came out, and I'll link to an article from the Hollywood Reporter talking about the fact that streaming companies, now this includes video, I believe music, and probably even gaming, but they say that they lost an estimated $9.1 billion to password sharing in 2019. So I know this gets done all the time. Netflix has even said, sure, have fun with it, where, you know, your parents, they don't want to pay that $5 a month, so you let them sign into this one. Or I know my brother has Disney Plus, and he lets my parents use it so that his daughter can watch it when he's there at my parents' house. And
so, and in that example, it's really... if it's a family member, is it really whatever? And here's another thing that it was very big in the computer industry with software piracy. It's like, are you really losing a sale if the person was never going to purchase it to begin with? So I don't know that I believe this number exactly, but there are some lost sales, of course, from password sharing.
Maybe it should say something more accurate, like streaming companies could make an estimated $9.1 million more if they put in a ton of work to really force and make a bad experience for everybody.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know the numbers, but I doubt that any of these streaming services are really hurting too bad.
Yeah.
They all seem to be in business. They all seem to be paying their CEOs millions of dollars. So I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, it is time to get on to CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. We went through a bunch of the articles. I listened to a bunch of podcasts talking about what was announced at CES. As we predicted last week, most of the stuff is not stuff that you'll actually see. A lot of it's just vaporware where it'll never come to fruition or is way too expensive, or we'll see it many years down the line, like 8K TVs and that kind of stuff.
And I think all these links that are in here are from you.
Yes.
However, I was looking through the content and doing my due diligence and reading articles and watching videos. I just couldn't find anything I was interested in posting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I really, I just kind of found a couple of the 10 best. The first one that I linked to, so Alexa, which that was a big theme. Amazon's Alexa service is going everywhere.
It's in everything.
Everything, and it's being installed in cars. And so now Amazon and Exxon are partnering so that you can pay for your gas with Alexa in your car.
I tried to wrap my brain around this. And so we live in a state where you don't pump your own gas. So it probably wouldn't work. But let's go one state up to Washington State where you pump your own gas. It's really cold. You get out of your car. You say to the pump, I think.
I think you say it to your car.
Oh, you say it to your car?
So this is my understanding.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm already confused.
Yes. In Oregon or Washington, yes, you would go. You would either start it in Washington yourself or the person would start it. And you would just say, "Hey, lady, pay for gas." And it would sense that you're at the gas station, and then it would authorize Amazon Pay to pay the gas pump for your gas.
So the gas pump, so the Echo device in your car would light up. The gas pump, which was nearby, would light up. They would talk to each other. There would be some type of authorization, and then like a light on the pump would turn green, and then the gas would start coming out.
Yeah, so I kind of picture it like, with the tap to pay, credit cards are using Apple Pay on your watch. It's kind of like that, only you'd use your voice in the car instead.
Yeah.
It seems to be, here's how I summarize CES, a solution for a problem that doesn't exist.
Yes, I don't think this is a problem that exists either.
I just don't.
Especially with Apple Pay, I can walk up and hit double tap on my watch, swipe it on the thing, and then the gas comes out. It seems easier than telling my car to do it.
I agree. An article from The Telegraph on the 10 best new technologies coming out of CES 2020, including robots and wearable devices.
Or wearable robots. That'd be cool.
There you go. A virtual visor that blocks out the sun.
I saw this. I saw a video of it.
Again, what's the problem here? Do you have sunglasses? Do you have a visor in your car? It's a clear visor that senses where your eyes are and just tints those portions?
Yeah, it's a clear visor made up of a grid of clear panels. And those clear panels are like LCD type technology where the panel can turn opaque to block the sun on just the sections that are shining on your eyeballs.
Yeah.
So as the car moves around, this little black spot moves around on the visor, actively blocking the sun.
So it says, according to AA, which must...
Who's that?
It says 1 in 50 car accidents in the UK are due to sun glare.
Okay.
So I don't know. Smart mailbox thwarts package thieves. The rise of online shopping, porch pirates, all of that stuff.
It's a lockbox for your porch, basically.
Yeah, and you could give access if somebody had a large package. And it's huge. It looks like a huge garbage can. So it's And this is the one. This is kind of the darling of CES this year that I heard a lot about.
And it's just a toy.
Yes, it is a robot that brings you toilet paper from Charmin.
Yeah, it's not a real thing. It's something they made.
For what?
As a commercial for Charmin.
I know. It's like, what's the real world use of this?
There's not one.
There is not one. I just don't. Virtual fence for your wandering dog. This one I could see some advantage to. It is not cheap, $1,500. But this is basically, you have your, virtual fencing at home, your, whatever with the collar, the electric fence.
Yeah, typically you would bury a cable around the perimeter of your house, which is electrified in some way. And then the dog's collar is compatible with that cable. And when they cross the cable, they receive a light shock or a beep or something to let them know, hey, you've gone too far. And eventually they learn not to do that. This one, however, doesn't use an underground cable. It's based on GPS.
Yeah.
So what happens when the GPS satellites are off?
Well, yes.
Your dog's in the house barking and screaming.
So the advantage I see to this one, even with the price, is that it is not buried in the ground, so you could take it with you. So, like they give the example of going camping, or if you're at somebody else's house or a dog park, you could set it to that. But at $1,500, we know people spend a lot on their pets, but that might be a bit much.
And there's probably use cases for this. Someone who could afford this, right, probably has two homes. They have a home in the city and one in the country. On the weekends, they set it to the country parameter and, whatever. It works for them.
A light for dealing with dyslexia. Apparently, this light makes dyslexia not as bad.
Well, reading this article was interesting. I didn't realize that in non-dyslexic people, one eye becomes dominant, and that's what processes the stuff. And in dyslexia, I guess both eyes are dominant or neither, and that causes some of that confusion. So I was wondering, can you just cover up one eye and be able to read?
Oh, geez. You've solved it.
I solved the problem.
We're going to CES.
It's got to be that easy.
An eye patch. But we'll make it smart so it connects to your phone.
Yeah, I know some people who suffer from this, so I'm sure it's not that simple.
No.
But it's interesting nonetheless.
Yeah. A solar-powered electric tricycle, plenty of electric stuff.
I kind of want this thing.
Yeah, it would be nice. Well, here in the Pacific Northwest,
it would be good for 3 months out of the year.
I guess when you'd want to be outside on a tricycle.
Yeah.
And then this next one, our spin chill video.
Yeah.
This is just a copy of that. It's a chiller that rapidly cools down drinks in a party emergency. It is much larger than the spin chill device that we have a video. I'll link to that one in the show notes so you can go check it out if you haven't watched it or didn't hear that episode way back when.
Yeah, we might get our YouTube views up from 20 views to 25 views or something.
That would be amazing. For a beer, this happens in less than a minute. For champagne, it can take 3 to 5. So it's basically...
Who can wait that long?
A huge new device for your kitchen counter to be able to chill drinks, which everybody needs. Another huge device. A wearable camera that boosts hearing aids.
I did not even read what this is about. I was confused.
Yeah, so it's an Israeli tech company, Orcam, and they uses artificial intelligence to identify the person who is speaking and then employ lip reading technology to isolate the sound of their voice, make it easier for those with hearing difficulties to understand them.
So it uses some type of processing to isolate the speech from the person coming.
Yeah, to match the speech to the person that's in front of you talking. So
interesting.
If it can help people hear better, that is something that would be good. No more losing the remote. Control the TV with your mind.
This is a not
$400. No. Air Selfie, the drone that takes selfies for you. We've seen many products like this. I don't know why it even made it into this article.
I knew you were going to kind of ask me about this since I'm a drone enthusiast.
Yes, you were the guy.
And I'm like, you know what? For anyone who's interested in having a drone, this is not where they're going to spend their money. Yeah. They're going to buy the DJI Mavic Mini, which is not much bigger than this. That's a real, true, bona fide drone that if you're hiking or camping or in the park or whatever, you just bring it with you and you can do as many selfies as you want. Having a dedicated drone just for selfies, I don't think it's ever going to be a thing.
I agree with that immensely. Then another article with the weirdest gadgets from CES, which seems to even have some of the same things. Voice activated taps. A lot of the smart smart stuff's everywhere.
Yeah.
The Amazon A-Lady connected stuff, but they're all trying to figure out. So this is like your kitchen sink that can get the right temperature and stuff. I could see for some people, but again, until the price comes down.
And I feel like some of these problems have already been solved with thermostats and under the sink instant hot water heaters and those type of things. It's like it feels like the innovation has already happened in that space, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. There's another one that's called Keep Labs, and they actually won an innovation award, and it's a cannabis storage device. Now, you can it is legal here in Oregon. They have created a hilarious video to promote this product that does a very good job. It's kind of the successful dad that, he's like, hey, you're still storing your stuff in a pencil pouch? Well, get this. It'll keep it from the kids. You unlock it with your phone. It temperature controls, humidity control.
It's like a gun safe for your cannabis.
Yes. But yeah, I think they've got it for like $250 right now. It's a very cool device. Again, I don't know how much of a problem that is for people.
Yeah.
Food delivery cat.
I don't Skip. Smart litter box.
Skip. We've done enough pet stuff.
Yeah.
The headless kitten, a robot kitten. I mean, how much? And then there's the Samsung rotating TV, Dave.
I cannot hate this product any more than I do.
Yeah.
This is a television set that is in landscape orientation. And when it comes across video that has been shot in portrait mode, which should be illegal, the TV rotates to conform to the video format. Now, what happens if you're watching landscape, portrait, just one after another? You have to wait for this TV to flip around? I don't understand the concept.
It's like, if you want to watch TikTok, which I downloaded again, I've been looking. It is an addicting service. You can really get into watching these videos. Some of them are super entertaining, but people are like, you could watch TikTok on your TV. And it's like, well, everybody's TV is 60 inches now. Watching a vertical video, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, it's going to have black bars on the left and right side. But yeah, man, vertical video, don't get me started.
I was going to ask you if you ordered this next one, the lipstick mixer from L'Oreal.
Well, of course I did.
Yeah, so it can mix to your different colors or whatever.
I like my lipstick to be just natural. Yes. Whatever the color of my lips are, I want it to be that color. So the mixer is great. I can make sure it matches your day. The wearable subwoofer. So you can really feel that bass. No thanks.
It uses your own rib cage as a subwoofer. Pass. The Samsung selfie type invisible keyboard. We've seen concepts like this before where it basically uses infrared where you could just type like on a table and it
shoots a keyboard via light or lasers or something. Yes.
Smart bins, a smart trash can. Do you need a smart trash can?
I just need to get my kid to take the trash out on trash night.
Kid.
Yeah, that's
Did they announce smarter kids? I didn't see this.
Sign me up. I'll put one of those in my.
Now this next one, my disdain for voice assistant, these voice activated devices.
Yeah.
This one I could see, but it's not the right. It's an Alexa equipped shower head.
This is farther down the article than I got.
Yes. Because the horrible website has like this other block in the middle, so you think the article's over. But it's basically a shower head with a speaker in the middle. Okay. So if you're trying to listen to something in the shower, there's no better place than in the middle of the shower head.
I listen to my podcast in the shower, so that might be nice. Actually.
Which my phone works just fine to do that.
They're all waterproof now. So.
And my problem with this is, in our experience, shower heads, we kind of have the one with the, part that pulls off and it adjusts and they don't last awful long. And so I'm guessing for the price of this, it's made by Kohler, which isn't a cheap brand, that you're asking for trouble and you're asking to replace it.
How is it powered? With a battery?
You probably have to, probably battery powered.
I don't know if I want electricity coming through my water stream into.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're better off getting a $2 little stand to put your phone in your shower like you did. So.
Yes. If you have a newer phone with water resistance on it.
Of course.
Some new smart toothbrushes. This apparently is a major market that people need to fix because there's a lot of those. Making moving wheelie easy. So these are autonomous voice-controlled wheels from a Norwegian company to put under your furniture if you need to move them around, which...
Okay.
Is there a problem? Is there a problem with...
Do you have really heavy furniture that you need
to
automated
voice
wheels?
activated? No. An anti-snore pillow. I could see some people getting behind that, but it looks big and awkward and does not look comfortable.
I think my wife ordered one of those for me.
Yes. And making friends with a tennis ball. Samsung's Bali is another robot companion coming out of CES. Its a simple ball shape is equipped with an inbuilt camera, inbuilt, a typo there, telegraph.co.uk.
Yeah.
It's voice activated, and Bali can roll around to help you with daily tasks. Again, what's it?
What's it doing?
So it's kind of like a BB-8.
Bali, fold my laundry. Wop wop.
Yeah.
I have no hands.
Yes. Yeah. So another product that I saw, it wasn't on these articles, Impossible Foods, which you've probably heard, the Impossible Burger at Burger King.
Now, this is a real innovation, I think.
Yes. They have announced their pork product
So
in
no
addition
longer,
to their beef product.
Yeah.
I did see something just today that Hooters is coming out with a plant-based chicken wing. Impossible Foods has also said they're working on both bacon and sausage, but they haven't got them right. Now, I'm going to do a quick sidestep. The PDX fast foodie side of me and my no sugar, no grains, I eat a lot of real meat. I have tried an Impossible Burger. It did taste like real meat. The problem is they are using a lot of different, not chemicals is a bad word, food grade chemicals. They're using, it's like 30 ingredients to go to an Impossible Burger, whereas depending where you buy your burger, it is very few ingredients. So there has been a little backlash against them because it's like, okay, we've gotten rid of the meat, but is this a healthy alternative? I was having a discussion in one of my Facebook groups.
Okay.
And somebody was talking about the Impossible Pork. And my thinking was, I think this is much like margarine was back in the 70s and 80s. It's like, it's a healthy alternative to butter. To which we have found out that margarine is not a healthy alternative to butter. You should really be eating butter.
Yes. I think a lot of the reason for this is threefold. One is if you are anti-animal cruelty or whatever, then that's one reason to eat non-meat-based products. Two would be environmental reasons, where the meat industry uses a lot of land, a lot of resources, a lot of water. So if you're trying to be conservative, and then the third reason would be if you have a dietary restriction that prevents you from eating certain foods.
Yes.
So those are the three big ones that kind of make sense for this.
Yes.
Someone who is not environmentally conscious, someone who doesn't care about the animals, and someone who's not physically
able to eat meat.
Yeah, then this really isn't a product for you.
Yeah. Well, in points 1 and 2, I have very good arguments. I don't know that we'll get into them today, but the numbers on the environmental and the animal impact, you can make good cases for both of those, that meat is not worse than plants. But that's for another day. Maybe when I start the PDX Fast Foodie podcast, we'll get into that. Or if you have questions, feel free to ask me. And then there's crazy expensive products. Of course, Lamborghini has a car with Alexa, which, again, why so stupid? Expensive TVs.
Yeah, the 8K TV's been the big thing. There's barely any 4K content out there. Now they've quadrupled the size of the TVs to make
the
them
Charmin
8K.
robot, which isn't really going to exist. So there's very expensive things, which again, it gets them attention. It gets them in this article from iMore, so they like doing that stuff. But again, nobody. If you have a Lamborghini, do you need Alexa in it? You've got a personal driver that's driving you around.
Well, just buy the $25
Amazon
Auto
car.
Echo.
Yes. And 8 things from CES you can buy and afford now. This is the last article I had, so if you've been skipping furiously, this will be it. Mini LED TVs are coming, so they're starting to work on those.
And that's mini, M-I-N-I, not many.
Yes.
There are a bunch coming, but this is mini LED, and this is a technology that's not unlike OLED, but it uses LEDs instead of organic light emitting diodes.
Yes, battery packs. There's some new. There was one that I saw that is almost perfect for you. It's got USB-C, Lightning. It's got the plugs built in.
Yep.
But it's like $90. So you can get one for $20 on Amazon.
I almost pulled the trigger. There was one on clearance at Walmart. It was like a 9600 milliamp, and it was on sale for like $5. I'm like, you know what? Do I really need this? I don't. I have it.
My phone lasts most of the day, and I have plenty of battery packs. This one's interesting. I didn't read too much. The Marcel M Classic improves graphics on just about any gaming console.
I thought about this too as I was reading through, and I'm like, this is great. However, many gamers have come to appreciate retro gaming. I, for one, like to play the old PlayStation 1 games and all that stuff. And a while back, you could get a lot of the Tomb Raider games for your iPad.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the same old game, but they upgraded the texture packs.
Oh.
So instead of like a blurry cave wall, it was like a super high resolution cave wall. Same amount of polygons and pixels and everything. So everything was still blocky. But the lighting and the texture upgrades was almost disturbing.
Yeah.
It didn't fit right. It looked weird. And so I wonder if this improved graphics on old consoles is kind of the same thing. I'm not sure it's needed, and it kind of takes away from the aesthetic of what you remember in a nostalgic kind of way.
Yeah, and then there's some stuff about keyboards and headphones. That is way too much CES stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can just go on YouTube and look up videos of CES if you want to look more into stuff.
In summary, there really isn't anything from CES 2020 that you need to know about it.
Yeah, it's going to change your life this year.
It's just garbage.
No. Our security and privacy stories of the week. The United States has a phone program for poor people, low-income people, where they can get a free phone through this, if you are approved for it. Well, one of the phones they were giving away has found that it has permanent Chinese malware in it.
Wow. Not only are you down on your luck and not have a lot of money, now you've got malware installed on your basic phone.
Yes. Yeah. So this Android phone they were giving out, this malware apparently allows somebody remotely at any point to install software. It's supposed to be like an update software, but it has been used maliciously. So there's some people, Ron Wyden, one of Oregon's senators, he has been calling them out on this, saying, hey, can we find a phone that doesn't have malware already installed when we ship it to them?
Yeah.
Our other security and privacy story: if you use the Firefox browser, please update it. There was a large flaw found in it, and they have updated it. And Firefox is much like Chrome, is very good about updating. Usually when you quit it, or when you start it up, it says, do you want to restart to install the update? Yeah. Chrome does it very nicely in the background. I really like Chrome. There's another browser that we need to talk about in an upcoming episode that might be another option for people as well. Our bonus odd take of the week. Just skip back a couple minutes to that CES section because that was all bonus odd takes of the week.
Yep.
And we will move on to our picks of the week.
I haven't purchased many things from Amazon recently. I did buy a second pair of those jeans, and look what I got on right now.
Nice, looking good.
They look exactly the same.
We might need to go to video podcasts,
I know,
just of our lower halves to show off your jeans.
See, people can see my pants. I'm thinking, maybe I'll buy another pair later. So,
wow, look at you.
I know, more than 2 pairs of pants. I'm a grown up now.
Yes.
No, so I've looked to my digital life, and I download hundreds. I think I have over 3,500 apps that I've downloaded from the App Store. That's a lot of apps.
That is.
Most of them are free, but I have purchased some. And so for a purchased game that I will recommend to you, and it's available on many platforms, so practically anybody can play it, is a little game I like to call Donut County. Now have you seen this game?
I have not.
It's here's their description: a story-filled physics puzzle game where you play as a hole in the ground.
Wow!
So the synopsis is it's interesting, kind of flat, rudimentary graphic style.
Yeah.
Animated style. You play in a world inhabited by animal creatures and people creatures who live beside each other, and you are a raccoon who owns a donut shop. You're mischievous, and when people order donuts, you're actually sending them the hole, and the hole is used to swallow up everything.
Nice.
And there are other games like Katamari games and different, what is it? The Wonderful what is it? I can't remember the name. Something Katamari game where you start small and you roll up objects and your ball gets bigger and bigger. And
Whole I.O., which was a pick of the week for me years ago that my daughter likes to watch me play, where you are a whole and you grow and gather things.
Yes.
But this looks much better.
So
than
this
that.
is a whole.io themed type game with much more story and fun graphics and little puzzles. And it's very simple. What's appealing about it is it's inexpensive. I think it's $2.99 or $1.99. And the story is fun. The raccoon just does not care about anything. He doesn't take responsibility for the problems he's causing, and it's just hilarious to read through the stuff. The characters are ridiculous. Their scenarios are just absurd. And so it's a nice departure from reality.
Yeah.
And the game is relatively short. I almost played through the entire game in one session.
Wow.
But if you're looking for a fun game that's not a shoot 'em up that's going to take you 50 hours to solve, this is a fun little departure from that.
$4.99 currently on the App Store.
And you can get it on sale. I did not pay $4.99.
Yes.
I think I paid $1.99 on sale or something like that. So look out for deals, but you can get it on Steam, goodoldgames.com, iOS App Store, the Mac App Store. It's everywhere. I think you can get it on Switch now too.
So before we get to my pick, we have another guest pick this week.
Outstanding.
And it comes from super fan Jared, who is probably more of a gamer than you. Mm-hmm. And he sent in a video. We'll get that posted on the Facebook page and YouTube and stuff so that you can see it. But he is recommending a game called Human Fall Flat. And he showed it in the video on his PlayStation, so on his TV. I did look up. It is available on iOS as well as many other platforms. And it looks like there's a lot of variations. It's just a very cool physics-based, and we'll let Jared do a little explanation on it.
Hey Notnerd, Jared here. Just wanted to do a quick little recommendation for a pick of the week. It's a game I found through the PlayStation Store. It was recommended to me. It's called Human Fall Flat. I paid $7 for it. It's a very simple puzzle-based type game. It's really fun, so I thought you'd want to check it out. Anyways, it's a really great game. It's really simple, kind of soothing, but I really enjoy it. Thought you might like it. Check it out. It's called Human Fall Flat.
So thank you, Jared, for that pick. We love hearing from you guys. We had Dylan last week, so let's keep the streak alive. Send in your audio clips, your videos of whatever. I did just look on the iOS, and it is $4.99, much like your game was, Dave. So couple $5 games that will give you a lot of fun. Now on to my pick of the week, which is not a game. One of my Christmas gifts, I had my pick of my SodaStream, which I love. Mm-hmm. And this is one that my lovely wife purchased for me. I had been eyeing it for a while. Now, I have, if you remember back, one of my previous picks was the Canon M50 DSLR mirrorless camera that I have. It's a very compact little semi-professional prosumer camera. Mm-hmm. And I also have a large collection of fanny packs.
Yes, you do.
And so I had about 3 different fanny packs that I was using for camera gear. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time to step up. And so
maybe I should get a backpack.
Oh, what?
No.
Yes. And so I did. Amazon Basics makes a couple SLR, DSLR camera backpacks. And friend of the show, Wes, he has, they have 2 different sizes. A large one, if you have, bigger lenses and a bigger camera, or they have a smaller size one. Well, my wife got me the smaller size one, and it is perfect for the Canon.
And it's designed for cameras?
It is designed for cameras, so it's got the little foam inserts on the inside. It's got a couple pockets. It's got a place where you can mount or attach a tripod or 2 on the outside.
Okay.
It's very nice. And the nice thing is for this one is, since it's a smaller version, it's only 11 by 6 by 15.
Okay.
So it's kind of, it's much smaller than most backpacks, almost like the size of a child's backpack.
It'd accommodate a 12 or 13-inch like MacBook or something like
that. But it's a really nice little backpack. I quickly loaded it up and filled it up with gear that I have. I'm showing Dave a picture there. Very cool little thing. Dave, how much would you spend on me for Christmas for this backpack?
Well, at first I was going to say like $19.99 or $29.99 just for a standard backpack. But since
and I didn't even show you the inside. You got to get back over here and look at the. So it's got some pockets on kind of the flap down piece where you could put cables and that kind of stuff, and then several sections inside with Velcro.
But since it's designed specifically for cameras and has all those compartments, I think that that's going to be too cheap. So I think this is a $49.98 product on Amazon.
And there are many camera backpacks that you could spend for that, but it was only $29.99.
Wow.
So it's Amazon Basics brand, which that's usually an advantage. And the larger size one, I believe, is $50 for the full size one.
For this like 17-inch
But
size.
if you've got a camera or something like this where there's a lot of different gear, I was thinking it'd even be good for like kids' toys or something, just to keep stuff separated.
Yeah.
If you need to keep stuff organized in a backpack, this is a great option.
It would be great for a small drone like the DJI Mini, like I was talking about. Put the drone in one of the slots, put your batteries in one of the slots, put the controller in one of the slots, and then you're good to go.
Yes, that would be true. Well, our Ramazon purchase of the week, this one, we love it when you guys shop through our Amazon links because we get a little affiliate kickback and we look at the anonymous reports to see what you're buying. Dave, this one might have been you, as always, because I do not know all the random things you buy.
Nope.
But this is the Hot Seal linen style adjustable genuine leather metal hook ukulele strap, strong back straps, linen cherry.
So this was not me. And then my mind immediately goes to, who needs a strap for a ukulele? They weigh about 0.25 pounds.
That is a question that I would have, not being a ukulele aficionado. I do not know, but it is, if you thought of a full-size guitar strap and then you made it for a ukulele,
that's what it looks like.
This is what you're getting.
That's interesting.
Safe maybe for the transport of it, being able to sling it over your shoulder. But yeah, it is a unique product. If this was you, let us know why you purchased this. Dave, I will show you a picture of this.
Yeah, I'm going to guess the price. I don't even have to think about this. I think this product's $8.99.
Dave, you are so far off. It's $8.96.
Yes. There you
3
go.
cents off, Dave. That's pretty. I'll give you that one.
Okay.
I'm going to be generous.
I've been 100% accurate before.
Yes.
The reason I kind of know this is because probably about a year or so ago, my daughter was looking for full-size guitar straps.
Yes.
And they ranged from like $8 to $12 to $15. And so that was my little bit of history there. So you too at home can guess prices with your friends.
Yes.
It's easy to do.
Yes. Well, with that, we are going to wrap up this episode. Hopefully you learned something new. Please share it with a friend. Leave us a review, all that good stuff. And as always, get out there and tech better. Testing.
Awkward avocado.
Okay.
Rubber biscuit. A rubber biscuit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.